2024 is ending, and this year we got a lot of new plugins. Some good, some bad, and others which I consider to be the best. So this video is about that last category. This is my top 10 best plugins of 2024, which include paid and also free plugins, so let's check them out. At number 10 we have Additive Drums 2.5. I know that this is not like a new plugin, but it's my video and I do what I want. In all seriousness, it adds new features and a better UI, so you might as well call it Additive Drums 3. It now has better processing things like a compressor and an advanced EQ, and not only that, it has enhancements for the sequencer. I love a drum plugin with a good sequencer, and this one is excellent. Not only that, alongside this new update, they released new packs, and the one that I got was the Vintage Death. It's very punchy and tight, and I just love making different things with it. Next up we have Sumu by Madrona Labs. I made a video about it, so if you want a deeper dive, you can go and check it out right here. The thing I like about this one is that the concept is very deep and complex on its own, but the interface is also very intuitive and easy to use. If you didn't know, it has 64 different oscillators with FM, and with modulation and different things, you can change each of the oscillators separately. Not only that, it has a very good 3D spatial effect. And the thing is that you can move each of the partials in that 3D space. Next one on the list is Kilohertz Filter Table. This is very simple, but I'm sure that on the background is very complex. It's a filter, I think a low-pass filter, but the shape that it has depends on a wavetable. Now, I'm not 100% sure on how this works. I think the wavetable represents also like the spectrum, but I can be wrong. They made wavetables especially for the filter table, but you can use any wavetable you want, even any sample that you have. Now, I gotta say that I know there are other two filter tables released this year. One is Freaky Table by One Bistro, and the other one is EXP Filter Table by EXP DSP. This one is more advanced than the one by Kilohertz, it has more options, and it works with images rather than wavetables. So the only reason why I chose Kilohertz Filter Table is because you can use it on the Kilohertz ecosystem. This video took a lot of time for researching and testing. So if you appreciate that, consider supporting my channel by using my affiliate links or becoming a member of the channel or even a patron. Both platforms have the same benefits. With your support, I can keep the lights on, so thank you so much. Next plugin is a synthesizer, but the reason on why it's on this list is mostly because one thing. This year Minimal Audio released Current 2, a big update for their synthesizer. The synth on its own is very powerful and it's one of my favorites. But the thing that I love the most about it is the new effect, the wave shifter. I've been playing a lot with it, making many different weird experimental and noisy stuff. And knowing Minimal Audio, they might release it as a standalone version, which would be amazing. But as this synth has a granular engine and also a sampler, you can use the wave shifter to process as many other sounds as you want. It has many different modes and is especially interesting to use when you leave the wet-dry control at the middle. All-pass filters are underrated. Don't get me wrong, I know that many people use disperser, and of course phasers are very famous as an effect, but an all-pass filter specific plugin is not very common. That's why I wanted to mention Chameleon X. Now with only one all-pass filter, maybe you can't get too creative, but Chameleon X offers up to 100 all-pass filters. Not only that, it has many different ways to change the nature and the position of those filters. The most basic use for this is a disperser, but as you change things, you will see that you get different kinds of sound. It gets even better when you move these parameters around when you are making sound, but this doesn't have its own modulators, so you have to use external modulators. Thankfully for Bitwig and other similar DAWs, it's very easy. Now for the fifth plugin, I wanted to talk about 2Tape 8 by AirWindows. It's an excellent sounding free tape machine that's even better than many paid ones. But as Andrew Huang already mentioned it on his top 10 plugins of 2024 video, I figure it would be better if I mention AirWindows Consolidated. You see, AirWindows plugins don't have an UI. Not only that, Chris have made tons upon tons of free plugins. AirWindows Consolidated is basically a menu so you can choose which plugin you want to use. Now, my most used one is still 2Tape 8, but there are others that I can recommend to you. The console plugins are also great for mixing, creating subtle console saturation. It has other effects which are very unique, others like lo-fi. And the reverbs that he has made are especially excellent. If you've been following me for a while, you will know that I love crazy sequencers, and if you haven't, well, subscribe now. Also give this video a like, thank you so much. So of course in this video we'll include Harmony Bloom by Mario Nieto. Calling this a polyrhythmic geometric sequencer is an understatement because it's so much more than that. As with other entries, if you want a deeper dive, I have a video right here, and I also made an official tutorial for this plugin. You can watch it out on Mario's YouTube channel. Basically, each of these dots will trigger a note depending on the scale and chords options that you have chosen. The further from the center you go, the higher the note will be. Each note is triggered when you go through one of these lines and you can activate or deactivate them. Now the magic comes with these parameters at the left that will offset the timing and the speed of the different dots, giving you also different shapes here at the middle. This will give you different rhythms and very different sequences from the same notes. In my video about the best plugins of 2023, I included Thump 1 by Toybox. Ever since, this developer has released two more instruments with the same concept. That is an envelope-based synthesizer. The latest one is FM Zone, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. There's something about this envelope-based workflow that works very nice for me. As the name suggests, it's based on FM, and you have different parameters, each one with its own envelope. It has even deeper parameters to change things even further, and despite the simplicity of the UI, it's very complex in the sense that it can give you very advanced kind of sounds. Next up we have another synthesizer, and this is a free one. One of the future synthesizers with the most expectation is Zebra 3 by Yuhi. So when they released Zebra LED 3, we got a glimpse into that future. Basically it's a synthesizer, but even more than that, it's a wavetable designer. It has many different ways on how you can edit the wavetables and how you morph between each wave. Not only that, it has many wave and spectral effects to get even crazier sounds. They also introduced a very unique concept which I call envelope table. Basically, the same parameters that you have for the wavetable editing are applied to this MSEG. So while you're playing, the envelope will affect different things, but you can also set it to change over time, changing that movement and sound. So finally, for the best plugin of the year, in my opinion, we have Battalion from Filtered Audio. It has all the basic controls for creating different sounds of a drum, for a kick, a snare, the claps, the different cymbals, and so on. But besides that, you can also load up samples and process them with different things. Not only that, it also has other types of engines, for instance FM. We have Additive, Chaos, Vosim, Something, Resom, Combi, Kombucha, Pillow, Zap, Radiator, LPG, Terraining, Shame, Entangle, Highwire, Tripwire, Builder, and Scrapyard. So yeah, it's not your typical drum machine. Not only that, it has interesting controls such as the variation. The higher you go with it, more changes each hit will have. Honestly, deserves its own video. I think Unfiltered Audio is an underrated developer. Maybe because they are part of Plugin Alliance, and Plugin Alliance is more famous because they make analog emulations and such. But the thing is, you should give more love to Unfiltered Audio. But let me know what you think about it in the comments down below, and also tell me which are your favorite plugins of 2024. Thank you so much for watching, I will see you next time, and bye bye!